we'll just kind of talk about some things that are going to be happening, you know, in the next 30 days or whatever. And, you know, then if you guys got questions or whatever, like you got the floor. I mean, it's whatever you choose to talk about, really. So I think you guys have probably all seen that Ken and I are in the new program, the Shift Shop, the test group. And that program is actually going to be available in July. So if you guys already have the all access on demand, that's just going to show up in your account on the morning that it's released.
Yeah,
and
it's released on July 12th. There are some things that go along with it. They're little rubber markers that'll actually be available on June 15th to order if you want to get the rubber markers. If you don't get the rubber markers, you can use other household items, but they are pretty
dogs,
cool. Yeah.
cats, but you got to kind of like run around them, slap them. So I don't know if you want to use the kids or the critters.
Well, I was going to say my toddlers.
Yeah, there you go.
Put the spin down, put the top down. They could be moving targets. That will take your workout up a notch for sure. So, but we'll be talking more about that too as it gets a little bit closer. But we're in our last week, and it's been a really fun program. There is modifiers, so really anybody, you know, can do this program. So don't be scared by the preview or anything. It really is a fun program.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we want to talk about is that sometimes people are worried about doing a program that's you know, it looks like it's going to be harder, or it looks like it's going to be a little quicker than you're used to. Like Trenny said, there are modifiers, and a lot of times we'll see people that do these programs that weren't confident that they're going to be able to do them, but they are able to be pushed harder. Like they you know, they just are sweating more. Even though they're modifying, they're seeing better results. We had a girl that was kind of stagnant in her weight loss journey. She had 150 pounds to lose. She lost, I think, a good 40 or 50, and she was stagnant. And then as soon as she started core to force, which she didn't think she was going to be able to do, all of a sudden she dropped like 26 pounds in the next 60 days. So you never be afraid to try something and do it.
Yeah, and the test group is actually, it's really cool because there's, you know, 300 of us in there, and so we're meeting all these other people, and there's people in there that are, you know, have a significant amount of weight to lose, and they are able to do this program. There is a coach in there that has MS, and some days he can't even stand up, but he is still, you know, pushing play and getting through the workout to the best of his ability. So there are no excuses. Yeah. So if anybody says, I can't do this, we're going to beat you over the head because you can do this. Hey, Heather, how's it going?
Hey, how are you?
You were just you were a phone on the screen. Like, who is that?
And then who's the 573 area code?
This is Sherry.
Sherry, hey.
Hey, Sherry, what's going on?
You guys just pop up as numbers in a phone, so we don't know who it is.
Well, we were just talking about the Shift Shop and how that's going to come out on July 12th. And the first Monday is July 18th. So we'll probably start a group or a challenge group around that. So just do your research, see if you want to be in that challenge group. And if you already have the all access, you'll have access to that. And then the only other thing I suggest is getting the rubber markers that'll be available June 15th. And then there are also some exercises that you can use a sandbag for. You don't need a sandbag though. You can use your dumbbells for that.
Yeah, I did that this morning. I modified with just the heavier dumbbells. And the nutrition plan is cool. It does come with the containers, or you use the container system for it. So it's a little different than, you know, like the 21-day fix nutrition, but it's the same concept with the containers and your Shakeology and all that. So that's, I said that's coming up next month. I got to turn our fan on. I'm dying.
All right.
It's hot in Vegas.
Where's everybody calling?
Here.
Where are you calling in from, Nicole?
Oh, Illinois.
Illinois, that's where I'm from.
You sound so excited.
Oh my God. It's like 95 still, and it's 8 o'clock and humid.
The humidity kills you.
That's harsh. And Heather's
Yeah,
in
it's gross.
Florida.
Yeah, Heather's in Florida.
Yeah.
Where are you calling in from? She must be driving or something.
Oh,
Okay. So whenever we start talking to people online, the first thing is a lot of times we don't know the people. So they come into our page and they start watching us and they get to know us. And we always try to reach out and say hi, just because there's not a lot of people on the internet that run pages and they reach out to you from the background and say hi and get to know what your goals are. We do that because we feel that in the health and fitness realm, you have to really know who the people are and what their health and fitness goals are. So we need to know what your goal is. We need to know if you're willing to work out and exercise, if you're willing to work on your nutrition, if you're willing to work on your mind and do personal development. So before we even try to get anybody started, we really try to figure out what you can do and show you different things, which is the nutrition guide. Help you pick out an exercise program, help you pick out a book to read, or talk about books that we read and we enjoy so you could do those. So you guys have the tools out there, and if you guys need a new tool, a new nutrition guide, a new program to do, a new book to read, don't ever feel like you can't reach out to us. That's what we're here for. We want to help you. And also just reach out to each other. I mean, there's been such great, interactions in the groups.
Yeah, the Tracker app, and I don't know. I think that Tracker app to me is money. Like, that hasn't been around for very long. In the past, we had to do like Facebook group pages. So if any of you are in the UV2 page, that was kind of old school how we did it, but it didn't really allow us to have, I don't want to say keep tabs on you, but with the Tracker app, we get a lot more information as to, what are you struggling with? What do you need help with? So,
blogging, things like that.
Yeah, and then just, again, being able to reach out and support each other. And you guys are doing a great job. Like, a lot of times somebody poses a question in the Tracker app, and before I can even get to it, somebody has already answered it. And, when we started our journey, our coach put us into a challenge group. And if we hadn't had that challenge group, we would have never stuck with our program, even for the first week, because it's hard, when you start something new, it's hard. Our friends were making fun of us. We had no support but each other and the people we met in this group. And now we travel with them. We're going to see a whole bunch of them next month in New Orleans.
Or our annual conference.
Yeah, it's just so the challenge tracker, we always say there's 3 components to a successful health and fitness journey, and it's the support, nutrition, and exercise. So we give you all those tools before you, sign up and do anything. So, you have the tools to be successful. You have to just use them, So it's like Ken said, if you're struggling with anything with nutrition or just finding motivation to get your workout in, reach out to us, reach out to the group, because we're all on the same journey and we all want, the same end goal to just be healthier. And, this Fit Family community it's amazing. Like, you have like-minded people, and, you get to meet people that you would have never otherwise met. So that's, and then that's how we got to meet you guys, is through our like page. So it's a very cool concept, and, we love what we do, and we always tell people, you're never, ever bothering us. If you have a question, please reach out to us, because that's what our job is as coaches, is to make you get from point A to point B. And,
the longer you're on your journey, the more things you try, the more things you learn, the better you're going to do. And, some of you have only been on it for a month or two. Just think about 5 years out, 10 years out. If you keep trying different programs and getting to know different people and things like that, just think about this community that you're gonna be able to. I
gotta silence the 5-year-old.
We got a 5-year-old singing over here. So we're gonna start having these Zooms a little more often, and hopefully we'll be able to plan them out a little better, so we can figure out what times work best for people. But we just want to get to know, like, we were thinking maybe like the first 10 or 15 minutes we give some information, and then the next 10 or 15 minutes you guys ask questions, you guys tell us what you guys are doing good at, what you're struggling at, just whatever you want to do and get to know each other. So that was all we had to say today. So is there any questions or anything out there?
Yeah, we're going to turn it over to you guys. So don't be shy. If you want to know something, like, just chime in.
Got nothing.
What? That's terrible. Oh, does Sarah have a question?
Well, I'm sorry. I'm still getting over my cold. I'm so sorry. I sound awful, I know. Well, I just started, so I'm trying to work it in this week, but I started the shakes just because I'm breastfeeding. So I wanted to, but so far he's been pretty good with it. So that's good. And they're really good. The shakes, they're really filling. So I'm really happy about that.
Yay.
So I read, I don't know where I read it. Maybe it was in the program, like the nutrition, but they said you could start off slow. You could replace like one, normal snack with a shake. So that's what I've been doing, trying slowly to, switch from whatever I would be eating during the day to a shake. So it seems to be working. I mean, day 2, and that's going well. So that's good. But I'm trying to learn the containers. I'm still I'm reading about it. I'm a little confused. So I'm going to try to figure out how to work out the container system for like during the day. So it's a lot of information. So I'm probably going to have questions.
Yes.
But in between working and the baby, I'm trying to read about it.
The container system is so important. In the first week's the hardest. The second week it gets a little easier. The third week you're a pro, and then you start adding recipes in. But we say keep it really simple. Pick recipes. So say you get 5 reds a day. Just space them out. Maybe 1 red for dinner, 1 red for your snacks, 1 red for lunch, and 1 red for breakfast. And so then you just look at the list. Okay, for breakfast I want eggs. So you put eggs down for breakfast. For my snack, I'm going to have my Shakeology. That's my second red. For lunch, I'm going to have some turkey. So then once you build your proteins for all five times you're going to eat, then the next thing we recommend is building your yellows, because those are things you have to prepare too a lot of times. Your brown rice, your oatmeal.
Yeah.
So then you can put those in, and then everything else is easy. Fruits, you just got to get them at the store. They're already ready for you. Vegetables, you can do frozen ones, steamed ones, so you can add them into wherever you need to. And then your healthy fats, hummus and avocados and peanut butter, those are easy too. So I always recommend just reading through that, starting with your proteins, which are your reds, then your starchy carbs, which are your yellows, and then building around from there. And we do have some guides and stuff that we can send you.
Right. I was just going to say, I'll reach out to you. We have plans after this with the kids, but tomorrow morning I'm off, so I'll reach out to you, Sarah, and we can talk a little bit more about what we can do because the containers can be a little overwhelming at first, but it's like Ken said, once you just kind of figure out what your favorite reds are and your favorite yellows, and maybe you can cook them in bulk, like we make a giant oatmeal and we have that in the fridge, hard-boiled eggs. It's just, and these are things, that we picked up over the years. When we first started our journey, they didn't even have the containers. Like those containers were a godsend when they came out, because we were trying to figure out recipes and trying to weigh out food, and it was really hard. So these containers are the best thing that ever happened to
and like
health
I said,
and fitness.
week one's the hardest, and then it just keeps getting easier.
Yeah, but I'll reach out to you tomorrow and we'll work through it together.
And I think what would be helpful, for me, is maybe one day you can go over like how to handle it. Because I know that if I get it down pat at home, that's one place. But I go, when you're going out, or what you do when how to handle going out to eat, that would also be really important, because I know that would probably be a challenge for me. Is okay, I can got it when I have the containers, but what happens when you're not, you don't have the containers?
Yeah.
Right.
So
let's talk about this now, since we have some people that are on the phone. When we go out to dinner, and this is not always possible, but if it's our family going out to dinner, usually we'll look online and see if there's a menu online and see if there's something at the restaurant that we can have. Usually if it's just a regular restaurant, you can find something like a grilled chicken breast, pork chops, fish, salmon. And then when you get, the vegetable, you just ask them not to put any butter on it. And then you can get a white potato or a sweet potato. So usually you can really work it out. But the other day I posted, my 2 high school buddies asked me to go to a restaurant that I had never been to for lunch. And I got there, and they didn't even have salads on the menu.
Who doesn't have salads?
It was wings, pizzas, and hot dogs. And I was like, I'm on a test group. Like normally I could go like, okay, I'm gonna do a cheat meal here, and I'll make it up. I'll figure this out. But since I'm on the test group, I did not want to cheat. So I went to the lady and I said, can you make me any type of salad? And she showed me the lettuce they had, and it was the yellowest, nastiest lettuce. And she goes, I can put some tomatoes and some red onions on it. And it was the worst. And she did. I got charged $7 for it. And then the dressing they had was the really thick dressing that
buttermilk
they dip wings in. It was the worst. I've never had anything so bad. But I made it work, and I came home and I ate myself. But normally you can look ahead and decide, but there are those things that, and we do live lives. We can't stop our lives for this stuff.
Right.
As long as you're doing it on a normal, regular basis, and there will be those times that you have to verge off. But we get some people that verge off once, twice, 3 times a day, and then after 30 days they tell us that they didn't have any results, and then we're like, wait a minute, you're trying right now.
So yeah, we certainly don't eat perfect by any means every single day, because I like my wine and Ken likes his beer, and so, but we're just mindful of the portion sizes, and when we're not in a test group having to eat perfect 100%, we do more of the 90-10, 80-20. So, we do live our lives, and, it's a lifestyle. We're not having pizza and beer every single day, so if you're being very mindful of what you're taking in on a very regular basis and being consistent, you can have those cheat meals, and as long as it's just like one, and it's not one the next day and the next day and the next day. So, just, you can't be 100% perfect. That's boring. That's not practical. So, but yeah, just kind of looking ahead. And once you get familiar with the containers and you kind of get into the groove of them, you'll just know, like for dinner, I at home, I would have something that is a red, something that maybe is a yellow and a green. And so you can kind of build a meal or find something very similar at a restaurant. So I hope that answered your question.
Almost.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Heather, you got anything? I don't know, you.
Well, I can say for Sarah that one of the things that really helps me at work or when I'm out to dinner is I have the app on my phone for the 21-day fix if she's doing that. And that saves me because I'll lose all of a sudden during the day how many containers I did of something, and I can just check right there. It's just a matter of remembering to log it every day. But it works great. It logged the exercise. You can log everything on it. And that helps tremendously. And you can do reference guides when you're out to dinner. I do chicken Caesar salad sometime when I go out, but I ask them no salad dressing, and then they bring me oil and vinegar. Then that allows me to put on the quantity I want and I know I can have. So I really watch that, and those things just come to you eventually. It's not easy right away, but eventually.
Which app is that? I don't know that app.
Well, it's called the, let's see, it's
21-day fix.
Yep, just go to the App Store and go to 21-day fix. It's free.
Yep.
And,
Okay.
You can put in how many containers you're supposed to have each day, and then as you have them throughout the day, you just click off on them.
Yep. And it even
Okay, thank you.
if you're out somewhere and you're not sure, is this a yellow? Is this a blue? It has another screen that you can go to, and you can click on
Your
blue.
food list.
Yeah, your food list, and it will bring up everything that goes, in that color container.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you can
Thank
log
you.
workouts. You can do your before measurements. You can do all sorts of stuff. It's a really cool, easy app, and I forget forget about it. And I use it too. And sometimes I forget to tell the new challengers about it because it's a lifesaver, like Heather said.
Helpful.
I will forget too, like how many reds have I had today? So
Yeah.
cool. Thanks for the good tip, Heather.
Sure.
Anything else?
What night, is there like Nicole, like does Tuesday night seem to work good for you? Like, 'cause we want to try.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously.
Monday or Tuesdays work the best for me. Every other rest of the week, I'm closing usually.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll do our best to, I mean, we'll have to obviously kind of accommodate the masses, but Tuesdays, Ken and I are always off together. Every other Wednesday, we're off together. So, Heather, what nights seem to be?
Those are fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Miss Sarah, what's a good night for you?
It's impossible. I have the infant, but you know, any night really.
Okay.
As long as he's sleeping, I'm here.
Okay. And we do have the capability to
We
record these
record it,
calls. Yeah, so we can always put these in the tracker app. You know, obviously the goal is to get you guys on the call so that we can see you. Recording it and having you guys listen to it later kind of defeats the purpose, but we also want to be able to share, you know, the knowledge with everybody and what we've talked about. So
This is a good time though. This is a good time.
Okay, good.
all right.
So
Yes.
we do want to say congratulations to Heather. She is our newest coach.
Thank you.
Yay, Heather.
Basically has seen such great results, and she's feeling so good that people are starting to ask her about it. So yesterday
Yes.
she signed up. It's a self-paced training that she's going to be going through, and she's just going to learn how to help others.
Yes.
So we are excited.
Thank you.
Excited that you're coming to the coaching family as well as our fit family. So that's
Thank you.
super excited for that. So all right.
Is that Heather Petrie?
Is what?
Is that Heather? Is it Heather Pet?
Yeah, she's already
Petrie?
coached with us.
Oh, she's already coached. Okay, yeah.
So Heather on the call, Heather McDonald signed up with us yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, congratulations, Heather.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, all right. Anything else? Any other questions or concerns? Thank you for taking the time, and I apologize for the last minute change of day. That was all me. We have a huge event tomorrow night, and somehow I just completely spaced it. So I don't know. But that's what happens when you're 42. You just forget things. So, all right. Well, if there's nothing else, then we're going to go spend some family time. We've been cooped up in the house all day. So,
Time to be.
yeah, except for going to speech class. But yes,
And
we're gonna,
that's your the hotel.
oh, in the grocery
Grocery
store. Okay,
store.
so we have been out, but for the most part, we've been stuck inside. So,
All right. Thank you so much for
you.
joining us, and keep
Thank you.
So rock stars.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
All right. Have a good one.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night. Bye.